a 73 Cuda, and we're gonna make it to the taillight panels and stuff are a little bit different. Fenders are different, but we're gonna make it into a 70 Cuda Clone. And then basically everything underneath it's going to be modernized. It's going to be red-eye engine and transmission combo, which is 800 horse from the factory. Custom frame, modern interior with paddle shifting and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a big build. So we just sort of went through the car the last couple of days. We're pinning down a few things price-wise because we've got about 4 or 5 different combos for drivetrains available. So customers in today, and hopefully we can button it down as a firm deal. Just looking forward to it.
Yeah, we just brought it up from the States a couple of weeks ago. We've had it for 10 years. We're just trying to decide what to do with it. The plan always was to do something with it. It just never worked out until recently. I just like the body style of a Barracuda. It's always been my favorite. So we had this one, so we thought, well, let's play with this one. Well, it's going to be resto modded, put a new gen in drivetrain in it and make it a new drivetrain and the old body. So yeah. Be a fun go around watching it get done. Yeah. Oh, looking forward to it.
Just a final couple little pieces and should be good to go.
Well, how's it going today, Chris?
If you were here about an hour ago, you would have seen the most disgusting thing I've seen in any vehicle ever. In this quarter, where the quarter glass is, it was packed in literally that deep and nothing but animal crap. It's disgusting. A double glove mask. Ugh. We're not using these seats, so I don't have to worry about what's inside those seats. This is going to be my biggest issue.
The Cuda. So we got the Cuda all stripped down, up on the rotisserie, ready to be spun around, brought over to the sandblasters. And we got a red-eye rear end that we mocked up. And around the corner there, we got the Hellcat red-eye motor. I don't know if you've seen that yet or not, but once this comes back from blasting, we can start mocking stuff up. And I think we're going to be cutting the whole frame out of this car and building a whole frame front to back for it. But there's a lot of pieces to this car. We got 2 full skids over there, and I don't think any of that stuff over there is going back inside the car. It's all going to be new stuff.
So this baby just came, we just shipped it up just last night. Got it in about 9 o'clock last night. So this is a Hellcat red-eye edition engine, transmission. You can see we've got the shifter, the brake pedal, the accelerator, air conditioning units, the gauge cluster, and we bought a complete independent rear end for it as well. We have front spindles and calipers. We've got some seats that the airbags blew out of. But basically we've got all the makings for a pretty cool car. This is going to be going in an early Cuda with all modern, so we're doing a frame in-house. We're going to design it so that this stuff all fits on it. Modern interior in it. These motors are crazy. They're about 800 horse right from the factory. So I can fire it up for you. This is the neat part. They have the red key, which is the red-eye key, and following this one up as we go along. And we've got a pretty nice Cuda shell to work with. So we're just getting that car apart, and then it'll be on a rotisserie. We're going to get it blasted and primed, and then we got to start working on the frame and cutting all the floors out. So have to stay tuned for that.
To get all of the
suspension set up in front, yeah, because the actual Hellcat
spindle, in order for this to work, like all we need is this hub section right here. That's what we need. That's that's where your speed
That's
sensor
where your
is.
electronics all are.
So if we can have this bolt into a different spindle,
Yep.
because we're not going to be able to use this spindle, and the reason for that, like it's great for the tire clearance and everything. The reason for that though is that by the time you get any kind of movement with the suspension up and down, it's going to be bumping into the fender. Because where this has to get mounted is roughly right there. There's the top of your fender. This has to move still. Okay. So this setup right here isn't going to work. If this was 3 or 4 inches shorter, we could do it, but that's where we're at right now with that, is that we're trying to find the spindle that hub will go into.
Okay, you need something that has this same housing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I leave that up to you guys to make the best call on that. So that was the other thing we were talking about. When you do a flare, where do you start it?
Pretty much right in there somewhere.
Okay,
And
so
it's not going to go into the door. It's going to come from here.
Yeah.
It's going to gradually flare out
Yeah.
around here like this, and then cut back in.
All right. So Carl was saying, just to check with you, he said typically there's about that much that stays flush with the door, and then the flare starts.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't flare right out here. It flares
No.
past here. Yeah.
No.
Okay. So then it'll just come out.
Just it's going to look gradual. Like you don't want to have, because some people might want to go and just take this and cut it.
Yeah, that's size large, isn't it? It is. That's a huge caliper. Yeah, somebody had like anticipated timelines, with very loose. So what are we talking?
Lengthwise or just?
No, just to say the next time I come, what'll be done type of thing. Like when, like how long should I leave it before I come back, or will you send me a note?
You know what? We should. Gary will message you.
Yeah.
Okay. But safe to say, like if you were back in, 3 weeks to a month or something,
Yeah. Well, what I see so far is things getting ready to go back together. Start to do the fabricating, get the frame in, and get that rear end fitted in. And then the front end, obviously, where the motor's going to sit and how it's all going to fasten together. So that should be exciting over the next couple of months. Exciting. Looks good. At least it's got a home in the shop. Okay?
Yeah, it's good to know that what's on here is a Mustang 2 spindle, so the geometry should be the same. Very close. This is the Cuda, yep, and it's got a 2023 or 2022?
It's 2022.
2022 custom-made spindle now, with which allows for a big brake and a big rotor to bolt up to the car. So OE. OEM equipment. So if you look back here, you can see basically what we had to do is take a Mustang 2 Willwood spindle, basically make some hub adapters to accept this hub, and some spacers temporarily to mount our brake, change our steering rack angles, and this is all going to get machined out of solid, I think 6061 aluminum. So this is basically just a prototype that we're going to give to the machine shop, and they're going to machine this all out of one solid chunk of aluminum. But everything so far is lining up good, and probably the first Cuda with a 2022 big brake kit on it. A lot of engineering, but we're getting somewhere with it.